Welcome to Scofield Farm. I am doing some kitchen stuff today. I am canning some bone broth from the roosters that we harvested, and it's gonna be so good. We've already used so much of it, but I wanna get some on the shelf since we have a freezer that is smaller than our needs. I am learning, still learning, to rely more and more on canning and less on my freezer. All right, I am starting to ladle some bone broth into jars to do canning. I am definitely not an expert, but you do what you have to do when there's no room in the freezer, right? I'm learning. This is like my 4th or 5th time doing bone broth in canning jars. With a clean paper towel, the top edge. You know you hear the fan because it is loud. And screwing this on finger tight. Ooh, it's hot. Here we go. Now this bone broth, we made it in our roaster, and it is so amazing. It is from our 3 roosters that we butchered. It also has the legs and the feet in it. It is so rich and so flavorful. Lots of herbs and onions and celery in there as well. Okay, I have it on. We are building pressure. I'm not gonna do this as a how-to, but I actually am getting this going, so I feel successful tonight. I am tired. It's been a long day. Okay, besides canning, I am going to bottom water a lot of my starts. I took them out to get some sunlight outside. It was in the mid-60s and sunny, and I have this little area that is on, let's see, it is the eastern side of our house, and it gets some dappled light. And so I put them out there for a while, but inevitably, whenever I put them out to get a little bit of light, they need water. So I don't bottom water everything. Let me show you why. See this? I don't know if you see how damp that still is. In the same tray as this one, that is super dry. So I'm going to rearrange them, and then I am going to bottom water them. Now, let me see if I can adjust you a little bit. Can you see this? I don't know. All right, this is kind of low. So what I'm gonna do is sort them. So I think all of these are fine. I will put maybe ones that need to be watered over here, ones that don't need to be watered over there. So it's gonna take me a little bit of time. I don't know if anybody else is this high maintenance about bottom watering their plants, but I really do try to only give water to the ones that are needing it and not to overwater plants that don't need it. And that is not as easy as it sounds. Like, goodness gracious, it just takes me a little bit of work. And some stuff I think look like they don't need water, or they do need water, and then they actually don't need water. So I would rather them wait and really soak up what they already have than overwater them. So I'm sorting stuff out. And as you can see, my peppers are looking really great. Like, look at this one. See that? Now I'm almost ready to do some pinching off at the top. Probably pinch about right there when I do it. I already see these little, oh goodness, I'm trying to see if you can see that. Little tiny in the elbows, leaves that want to come up, and those will make side stems. And I will do that soon, but not quite yet. Does this one need water or not? I don't know. Some of them are very clear that they don't need water, and some are kind of a maybe kind of thing. How are your plants doing? You know, we usually can already have things outside quite a bit, and it has been so cold and so wet that has not been a possibility until really today. There were a couple other days that was a possibility for a tiny bit, but I think I missed them. I think some of them were while I was sick. Okay, and I do it pretty early. Like, let me show you this. See how small this, I think it's an eggplant is. Yeah, Black Beauty eggplant. I had this outside for a little bit today too. So I give them a little bit where it's shaded or dappled light fairly early because they just always seem to respond well when they've got to be under real light and not just this LED manufactured light, you know what I mean? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I've got some water in here. We reuse water a lot because we have been in a drought for a long time, so we'll save the water that different people didn't drink in their drinking cups. We put it in these big jars, and then I water my indoor plants with them, and I bottom water my seedlings while they're inside. So I'm gonna pour it in here, and you can watch, I leave like one gap. I have holes in the bottom of all the cups, and they will just soak it up, and it's a lot better way to water things. Here we go, this one can go in there as well. So now we have a whole tray of thirsty peppers that are getting their water underneath. It's streaming. Now 10 minutes on the timer, and then we'll put on the little weight. This thing. This is definitely not a how-to, but I just want to encourage you guys, if you haven't started pressure canning, find somebody local to you who will teach you, because my aunt taught me how to can the broth, and then I followed the direction packet for other things like pumpkin. It's not quite as intimidating as it seems. I mean, I did reread the whole thing today to remind myself, but I haven't blown anything up yet, so I know a lot of people were like me and really nervous, and you hear piano in the back, but you can do it, you can do it. See that stream? I think it might even be a little too powerful. I'm gonna turn it down just a tiny bit, but I do have a timer on. And yeah, this is like, a lot of it is waiting and watching timers and watching how high things are, but it's definitely possible to do. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh, it always makes me nervous I'm gonna get burned. Oh. Now to wait for the pressure to get up to 11. Okay, so my canner is at 11 pounds. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because I always have a problem with it going too high, not too low. I'm gonna set my timer over here for 25 minutes because that is the quart jar time for at least our area. 11 pounds is our area. Everyone's elevation is different, so do not do it by mine. As I said, I am not teaching, I'm just showing you what I'm doing because I want to share our life, and oh my gosh, I am so tired. Does anybody else get so exhausted, and yet you've got a list a mile long of what you need to do for your family to eat and for your plants to survive? And yeah, that's what it is tonight. It is a mile long, and I'm just ready to sit down and have a cup of basil tea, which sounds amazing. One example of me not getting it all done, the mom that does not get it all done, is this. What is that, you might ask? It is a bunch of bones. I already dehydrated, dried out in the oven that I have not ground yet for bone meal. And at this rate, I might as well wait for the bones over there in the pressure cooker to be done and dried out, because that's probably when I'm gonna get through to this. And I have a whole nother batch of bone broth going over there, so that's not happening anytime soon. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Please tell me. But hey, this is holding it 11 pretty well, and that's a success, right? I only have about 12 minutes to go. Just kind of like watching it like a hawk. I'm not that confident yet to be able to go do a bunch of other stuff. I've got to watch like a hawk. Family all home from soccer, chilling. What are you doing? And where are you putting your spent leaves?
In the compost.
in the messy, dirty compost. 1 minute left. I can do this. I can babysit the canner for 1 more minute. Yay! Okay, timer's going. Gonna turn this off. Gonna leave it, let the pressure fall. When it's completely down, I'll take that little thing off. 10 more minutes, and then I'll put them over there all night long and show you the finished product, hopefully tomorrow. Guys, I'll talk to you more tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully I'll show you that bone broth done. But just in case, I want to say thank you for joining me. Just a normal, busy, so many things to do with gardening and cooking day. And just want to remind you, no one's got it all done. Everyone's got a huge list of things to do. Take care. Well, it's the next morning and all of them sealed, which is pretty cool. This is a cool little test you can do. You undo it, you lift it, and see if it really holds. Yay! That is beautiful stuff. Look how rich that is.